Now there is a column inside your table. Okay, now there is a column inside your table, and that column name is let us say that inside this column I have the customer ID, right? I have my customers and their customer ID. Now this ID should be unique value. Now tell me, every customer should have their unique value, right? Something like 222, 333, 444, 555. Like this way, every customer should have their unique value in each row, in each row, and that column is known as your customer ID, and here it is used the primary key. Now why we have to use primary key here? कारण का आपल्याला इथं प्रायमरी की का बरी यूज करायची आहे सांगा. Right, that is our purpose. That means our purpose is that every customer should have their unique ID number, and that's why we are using our primary key. Simple. And another restriction is that here all value should be filled. Here should be nothing any value with null. Okay, every value should be filled, right? Because we can't fill that not null values with mean median mode. नहीं तो क्या हो सकता है problem, right? And that's why it is used the primary key. Simple concept है, खूप बारक्या बारक्या गोष्टी आहेत. फक्त आपला अभ्यासच थोडा आता कमी पडलेला दिसत आहे जसं पुढे आपण जात आहोत. राईट, बरोबर आहे का नाही? राईट. नाउ foreign key, right? Foreign key is used for link two table together. Now inside your foreign key, let us say that I have table 1 with the employee ID, okay, and my another table, not here employee ID, here I am changing this table name as a customers, and another table with having students. Okay, now what I have to do, I have to connect this, I have to connect this two table with my specific format. Now specific format means, let us say that here I have some unique values. Now tell me, unique values means which type of table, which type of column? No, it is having with primary key, right? It is having with a primary key, right? And here again I have such columns like customer name, right? And here again I have customer ID, and here again I have student ID, and here again I have name, surname, whatever the columns, right? Now at that time I have to take some IDs from here and something data name, something like that data from here. So at that time what we will use, we will use what, which key we are learning? Foreign key, right? Foreign key. Now tell me, inside the formula, which types of operations are there for the concatenation? For the concatenation. I wrote. First of all, tell me what is the meaning of the concatenation? Hmm? Connect two tables. But you are connecting two tables. But in which format? Hmm? ओके, दो टेबल के नाम लिखना पड़ेगा. ओके, बट Mainly, there are the four types of the joints. Okay. Now you can simply, if Google it, joins in pandas, otherwise SQL, because both are used for the databases. And look at the image here. Now here these are the four mainly joins. Now look at this data first of all. Now here first of all look at your left join. Which join? Your left join. Okay, give me 1 minute. Hmm. चालेल. Okay. Okay. I think there is nothing any option. Hmm. ऑप्शन नाही आहे बहुतेक याच्यामध्ये. आता दिसत आहे का? हा. ओके, ग्रेट. नाव. Okay. Now, if you want to click on paste button. Okay. Now look at this image first of all. Inside this image, first of all, we have this left area and we have this right area. Simple. Now, let us imagine one data this. Okay. Now here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. Okay. Here let us say that I have ID, and here I have name, surname, and age. Okay. Now on the right side again I have the data 1, 2, 3, 4, like this way. Okay. Now uh, mm, okay. Now here again I have, let us take common data, that is of the age, and now here I have birth date, and again I have marks and college name. Okay. Now first of all look at this diagram. This diagram is almost showing you 99% of the knowledge, right? If we have something data from A and this is from a B. Okay, so at that time, whenever you are doing the merging of these two data and you are using which type of operation here, left join. Which operation? Left join. So at that time, you will get only if, let us say that we are doing the join of this both tables. Okay, so at that time it will take only age of this age, not this, because it is taking data from a left side, right? So from the common it will not take from this, it will take from this. समजत आहे का? इथे जर समजा एजच्या व्हॅल्यूज वेगळ्या आहेत या कॉलम मध्ये आणि याच्या एज मधल्या कॉलम्स वेगळे आहेत, कारण हा लेफ्ट ए आहे आणि हा बी आहे. तर लेफ्ट जॉईन वेळेस काय करेल हा? कोणत्या वाला एजचे कॉलम्स घेईल? कोणते वाले? लेफ्टचे घेईल, हे नाही घेणार. पण हे सेम आहेत तरी पण तो लेफ्ट साइडचेच घेणार, कारण का? जॉईनचा टाइप. Similarly for the inverse. Similarly for the inverse. Now this one is the interesting. Inner join. Now inner join will take only common data of which column only? This both of age column. दोघांचा तो एज कॉलम एकाच्या खाली एक ऍड करेल, राइट? And now full join. Now tell me what is the meaning of full join? As it is दोन्ही टेबल्स काय करा? जॉईन करा. काही हार्ड आहे याच्यामध्ये? वाटतं का तुम्हाला खरंच काय हार्ड आहे याच्यामध्ये? आणि तुम्हाला एसक्यूएल साठी मेनली तुम्हाला ते बेसिक फक्त हेच पाहणार आहेत की मी आजपर्यंत जेवढे इंटरव्ह्यूज दिले आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये मला त्यांनी एकही ठिकाणी आतापर्यंत एसक्यूएल विचारलेलं नाहीये. माहित नाही लक आहे का काय त्या बाबतीत, पण एसक्यूएल तुम्हाला जरी विचारले तरी तिथे बेसिक म्हणतील की तुम्हाला डेटाबेस क्रिएट करता येतो का, तुम्हाला डेटाबेस मध्ये तुम्हाला कॉलम्स ऍड करता येतील का, त्या कॉलम्स मध्ये तुम्हाला व्हॅल्यूज टाकता येतील का, तुम्हाला ते व्हॅल्यूज फेच करता येतील का, राईट? कारण का इकडे लक्ष द्या, तुमचा इमॅजिन करूया की 45 मिनिट्सचा इंटरव्ह्यू आहे. तुमचा 45 मिनिट्सचा इंटरव्ह्यू आहे, राईट? तर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तुमचे 10 to 15 मिनिट्स तरी तो तुमच्या बॅकग्राऊंड बाबतीत तुम्हाला बोलेल. बॅकग्राऊंड बेसिक्स प्रोजेक्ट, ओनली प्रोजेक्ट names, right? And after this he is going to ask you, let us say that he started the asking question of a SQL. Okay, first of all he is going to ask you what is the meaning of SQL. So first of all he is going to ask you your pipeline, where you have used your SQL, right? SQL चा स्टार्ट कुठून होतो सांगा पाइपलाइन मध्ये? Pipeline, I am asking for the pipeline. Remember that there is the pipeline. Now tell me again. Again you forgot that the pipeline of a project. First of all you have your databases, right? And from this databases you have started the data ingestion part, right? And mainly it is done by DBA, right? And then you started the importation of data, otherwise you can say that data ingestion process started, that means data importation, right? Then after the importation this data, then we started the whatever your part of the EDA. I have explained this in a this a twice time, right? Entire process how one project works. So that you have to explain him or her that how SQL used in your projects, right? Then he's basically, if he have to ask anything on SQL, first of all he's going to ask, can you create table? Okay, you can create table. Can you add values? You can add values. Okay, now he's going to ask you, can you fetch data? Okay, I can fetch data. Can you fetch specific columns of data? Yes, I can fetch specific columns of a data, right? Remember that how much time it is going to take. Let us say that if he is going to ask you any question on this, let us say that if he is taking at least maximum 15 minutes on SQL, so again he have to mainly focus on which part. Okay, Python, let us imagine that Python round is completed. Mainly he is going to ask you for the your data analysis question, otherwise data science question. If let us say that this is the data science, otherwise data analysis interview, right? We are preparing for it. He is going to first of all start with the, can you explain me what is the data analysis, otherwise what is the data science, right? Now you are going to explain this answer at least 1 to 3 minutes, right? 1 to 3 minutes. And now after this asking of what is data analysis and data science, he may ask you that uh, okay, I will take that question after some time. Now this is basic question. Now he may ask you what are the types of the data, simply your oral questions. He will at least take 5 to 10 minutes on your oral questions. Now which types of questions, tell me. Oral questions that I have already asked you. I think I have told you for the only Python, not for the data science and data analysis. Okay. Now these questions are similar to like what are the data types in Python? Like this is the oral question. So like that way he is going to ask you question on the data analysis, right? Such like what is the EDA process? So can you tell me how EDA is done? So there you can tell him like inside the EDA, first of all, we check all the data with their columns, with their data types. Then we check the null values. We check the duplicates. We saw the distributions of the data, right? All this ask, all this question may be asked in your interview, right? So it will take near around 5 to 10 minutes, right? Now after this, maybe he is going to ask you on the important question. Let us say that it is asking for the data science. So he may ask you, can you tell me the pipeline complete of project? Now project, complete pipeline of project means, tell me, right? To deployment, from data ingestion to deployment. Now remember that you have to take the maximum time here. You have to tell everything in the details. At least you should explain your projects 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay. Now he may ask you the, after this, now after this he will get the idea that this person is having a such a huge knowledge, right? So now he have to confirm that. So he may ask you, let us say that for the machine learning, so can you tell me the types of the machine learning? So can you tell me this algorithm, XYZ algorithm, right? Now, in worst case, look at here, whenever you are giving this interview, so you have allowed to do the Google, right? So if he is going to ask you, can you create one model, ML model in behind of me? So you know the Google, you have already created the 5 to 10 projects on machine learning, everything. So now you know just process how to do it. So you can do Google whatever you want, such like libraries, whatever the libraries you require, and you can do the coding. You can create your own model within a 10 minutes. Now tell me how much time it is taking. More than hours, otherwise at least hour. So like this way you have to split your interview. You have to split your interview. तुम्हाला जर आधीच तुम्ही ठरवून गेलात की मी याच्यासाठी एवढा टाइम घेणार आहे. तुम्ही 10th मध्ये जेव्हा स्कूलमध्ये होतात तर जेव्हा तुम्हाला लँग्वेजचे पेपर असायचे, राईट? लँग्वेज मीन्स इंग्लिश, मराठी, हिंदी. तर या पेपरला जास्त टाइम लागत होता, टाइम पुरत नव्हता. पण त्याच्यामुळे तुम्ही आधीच प्लॅनिंग करून जात होता की मी पहिल्यांदा मी माझा लास्टचा पोर्शन लिहीन जो जास्त रायटिंग वाला आहे. त्यानंतर मी पॅराग्राफचा घेईन कारण तो थोडा सोपा आहे, राईट? तुम्ही मॅनेजमेंट करून जात होता तेव्हा, राईट? तसंच तुम्हाला इंटरव्ह्यूचं मॅनेजमेंट तुम्हाला आधीच करायचं आहे. आता मी सांगितलेल्या आयडियाज आहेत. तुम्हाला इंट्रोडक्शनवर जास्तीत जास्त फोकस करायचा आहे. कारण तुम्ही इंटरव्ह्यू द्यायचा नाही, त्याचा इंटरव्ह्यू ऍटलिस्ट उलटा घ्यायचा आहे तुम्ही. आणि ही गोष्ट लक्षात ठेवा, हे सर्व गोष्टी सर्वांना माहित नसतात. ज्याने इंटरव्ह्यू घेतलेत ना त्याला माहित असतं, राईट? तर तुम्हाला इंटरव्ह्यू मध्ये जास्तीत जास्त टाइम त्याचा वेस्ट करायचा आहे. वेस्ट म्हणता येणार नाही किंवा त्याला जास्तीत जास्त आपण एक्सप्लेन करायचंय. कारण आपल्याला जर येत नाही असं नाही, कारण आपली स्किल्स आहेत, तुम्ही ऑलरेडी अभ्यास केलेला आहे, राईट? तर तुमच्या या गोष्टी आहेत जसं एक्सप्लेनेशन पाईपलाईन. मी कशामुळे म्हणतोय तुम्हाला याची प्रॅक्टिस जास्तीत जास्त करा. काही नाही, सिंपल तुम्हाला एक 5 ते 6 गोष्टी आहेत. पण त्या 5 ते 6 मध्ये तुम्ही किती डिटेल्स मध्ये सांगू शकता ते आता तुमच्यावरती डिपेंड आहे. पण तुम्ही ते सांगितलात तर मी तुम्हाला स्वतः गॅरंटी देतो की कोणी नाही सांगत एवढ्या गोष्टी. कारण सगळेजण असे प्रिपरेशन करत नाहीत. कारण पहिली गोष्ट तुम्हाला माहिती नसेल पाहिजे प्रिपरेशन कसं करायचं. मग तुम्ही प्रोजेक्ट एक्सप्लेनेशनला, तुमच्या इंट्रोडक्शनला, तुमच्या प्रोजेक्टमध्ये काय प्रॉब्लेम्स आले हे सांगण्यात जर त्याचा जास्तीत जास्त तुम्ही टाइम घेतला तर मला सांगा त्याला पण मजा येईल. अरे हा जरा जास्त डिटेल्स मध्ये सांगतो म्हणजे यांनी काम खरंच केलेलं आहे, राईट? त्याच्यामुळे मी म्हणतोय की आतापर्यंत तुम्ही जे काही आपण इथे स्टडी मी तुम्हाला शिकवलेले आहे फक्त तेवढं सांगू, त्याच्यावर तुम्ही फोकस करा. तुम्ही भरपूर नका फक्त की हे करू का ते करू. मी सांगतो तेवढंच करा. मी तुम्हाला उगाच सांगत नाहीये या गोष्टी. तर आयडिया आहे आता क्लिअर कसं करायचं आहे. आणि मी तुम्हाला कशामुळे म्हणतोय एसक्यूएल एवढं तुम्हाला टाइम देण्यासारखं का बरं नाहीये एसक्यूएल. कारण का पहिली गोष्ट तर आपल्याला एसक्यूएल ऑप्शन काय आहे, पांडव. दुसरी गोष्ट एसक्यूएल ला विचारलं तरी आपण तेवढं तरी त्याला सांगणार आहोत कारण एसक्यूएल आपल्याला तेवढा पार्ट नाहीये, राईट? पण तुम्ही जर उद्या जाऊन फुल स्टॅक इंजिनियर होणार असाल तर डेफिनेटली मी तुम्हाला म्हणेल की तुम्हाला एक फुल एसक्यूएल साठी वेगळा कोर्स करावा लागेल. कारण एसक्यूएल हे एवढं आपण केलेलं नाहीये. एसक्यूएल खूप वास्ट आहे, राईट? तर याच्यावरती तुम्ही जास्तीत जास्त फोकस करा. आणि आता ही जे मी तुम्हाला सांगितलेल्या आहेत गोष्टी, हे बघा तुम्ही काही करा त्या तुम्ही सर्व काही गोष्टी नोट डाऊन करून ठेवा. नोट डाऊन म्हणजे एका चांगल्या पेपरवरती जर तुम्ही प्रोसेस लिहिली, समजा तुमचा हा पेज आहे प्रोजेक्ट एक्सप्लेनेशन, राईट? तर तुमच्याकडे ऑलरेडी तुम्ही स्क्रिप्ट लिहिलेली आहे माझ्याकडे की हा मी असं बोलणार आहे, असं इथे बोलणार आहे. सिंपल. इंट्रोडक्शन मला नाही वाटत एका आठवड्यापेक्षा जास्त टाइम लागतो तुम्हाला इंट्रोडक्शन तुमचं पूर्ण परफेक्ट करायला. इंट्रोडक्शन झालं, इथे तुमची स्क्रिप्ट आहे, मी कशा पद्धतीने त्याला इंट्रोडक्शन देणार आहे. हे जर तुम्ही 100 वेळा जर तुम्ही लर्न केलं तर तुम्ही एकदम फ्लुएंटली बोलणार ना, कारण तुम्हाला पाठ झालेला आहे ते. प्रोजेक्ट एक्सप्लेनेशन तुमचे काही की पॉइंट्स आहेत, ते स्पेसिफिक की पॉइंट्स तुम्हाला माहित आहेत. जसं की ईडीए मध्ये जर म्हणलात की तुम्ही तुम्हाला नल व्हॅल्यूज चेक करायचे आहेत, डुप्लिकेट्स चेक करायचे आहेत, तुम्हाला डेटाचा स्प्रेड बघायचा आहे, तर या स्पेसिफिक की व्हॅल्यूज आहेत. स्किल तर त्या तुमच्या लक्षात आले तुम्ही स्वतः एक्सप्लेन करू शकाल. पण तुमच्याकडे ऑलरेडी एक स्क्रिप्ट आहे, मग तर तुम्हाला अजून इझी आहे. पण हे बघा शांत बसून नाही होणार, न करता काही होणार नाही. तुम्हाला काहीतरी वेगळं करावं लागेल. काहीतरी वेगळं म्हणजे हेच सांगतोय ना की हे तयार करा स्वतःचे, नोट डाऊन करा सर्व काही गोष्टी जे काय आहेत ते. प्रोजेक्टची पाईपलाईन झाली, तुमचं इंट्रोडक्शन झालं. त्याच्यानंतर प्रॉब्लेम्स फेस इन युअर प्रोजेक्ट, हे नंतरची गोष्ट आहे, जेव्हा तुमचे प्रोजेक्ट व्हायला सुरुवात होईल. आता पण याची पण तुमच्याकडे स्क्रिप्ट असली, स्क्रिप्ट म्हणजे काय, इन शॉर्ट त्याला मस्का कसा लावायचा आहे आपल्याला, राईट. तर या गोष्टी आपल्याला शिकायच्या आहेत तिथे. आणि मला एक गोष्ट सांगा, जर तुमच्याकडे आता याच्या समजा एक 500 ते 600 स्क्रिप्ट आहेत, ऍटलिस्ट काहीतरी तुम्ही एक चांगलं लिहून ठेवलंय, तर तुम्ही त्याला हा पॉइंट आणि विचारणार तर तो याच्यापेक्षा वेगळं नाहीये काही बाहेर. समजा त्याने तुम्हाला प्रोजेक्टच्या तुम्हाला प्रॉब्लेम्स बाबतीत विचारलं, पण तुम्ही याचं पण प्रिपरेशन केलेलं आहे, स्क्रिप्ट तुमची चालू करायची. हे बघा, तुम्हाला ना मी एक गोष्ट सांगतो, मार्केटमध्ये तुम्हाला नाव ठेवणारे लोक भरपूर मिळतील की अरे जॉबच नाही, असंच नाही, तसंच नाही. त्याच्यात तुम्हाला एक उलटा फिल्टर दिसेल तुम्हाला मार्केट. हे असलं त्यांना काही फरकच पडत नाही की मार्केटमध्ये किती व्हॅकन्सी आहे, किती आहे. त्याला जॉब घ्यायचा म्हणल्यावर जॉब घेऊन जातो त्या ठिकाणी. तुम्ही तुमच्या सभोवताली बघा, किंवा नसेल तर मी तुम्हाला सांगतो, माझ्या सभोवतालचे तर लोक आहेत मी पाहिलेले की त्याला पाहिजे तो कसं पण घेऊन जातो. ज्याला कारणच द्यायचे की हे असंच का तसंच का, मग ते मी सांगतो की ते नाही, मी कारण स्वतःचा अप्रोचच नाही आहे ना की मला लागेल का नाही. त्याचा अप्रोच ठेवतानाच अप्रोच आपण असं ठेवलं पाहिजे ना, मला घ्यायचंच आहे, काही असू द्या. मग ते घेतल्याशिवाय ते सोडत नाही. ज्याला करायचं म्हणलं की तो कसंही करतो. पण केव्हा, जर करायचं आहे म्हणलं तर नाहीतर काही उपयोग नाही होत. क्लिअर आहे इथं परत. फक्त मी एक्सपेक्ट करत आहे की मी हे जे तुम्हाला स्पेसिफिक सांगितलेलं आहे की लिहून ठेवा, नोट डाऊन करून ठेवा सर्व काही गोष्टी. कारण का, स्क्रिप्ट रेडी असलं पाहिजे. ऍक्टर उगाच एवढी भारी ऍक्टिंग नाही करत, त्याला किती तर वेळा स्क्रिप्ट वाचावी लागते, राईट. आणि तुम्हाला ऍक्टिंग करायची पण जास्त गरज नाही, कारण का तुम्ही तर रिअल हिरो आहात, खरंच काम करतात तुम्ही तेवालं, राईट. ओके. तर परत एकदा मी तुम्हाला रिमाइंड करून देईन की जे काही गोष्टी झालेल्या आहेत, तुमच्याकडे टाइम भरपूर आहे. मी असं इमॅजिन करत आहे की माझ्या माहितीप्रमाणे या बॅच मधले माझे कोणते स्टुडंट्स वर्किंग नाहीये, तर तुम्हाला मी असं सजेशन देईन की तुमच्याकडे फुल टाइम असेल दिवसभरामध्ये, आणि तुम्ही असं ठरवलेलं आहे की मला पुढचे अजून जे काही 2-3 महिने राहिलेले आहेत ते फुल टाइम देणार आहे, आणि तुम्हाला दिवस आणि रात्र फक्त हेच करायचं आहे, राईट. तर मोर दॅन सफिशियंट टाइम आहे तुमच्याकडे, खूप टाइम आहे, खूप काही होऊ शकतं तुम्ही तेवढा टाइम केला तर. पण अगेन हे तुमच्यावरती डिपेंड आहे की तुम्ही किती करणार आहात, राईट. तर तिथे मी तुम्हाला काही हेल्प नाही करू शकत. फक्त मी तुम्हाला सांगू शकतो की तुमच्याकडे टाइम भरपूर आहे, तुम्ही त्याला युटिलाइज चांगल्या पद्धतीने केलं पाहिजे. ओके. Okay. Now we have to start the next topic, otherwise next thing, that is of our Excel. Right now, first of all, why we have to learn about the Excel? There is first of all one important reason, that the data management process was started in Excel, right? So whatever we store our data. Now imagine that whenever tomorrow you are going to work in any company, so at that time, as a data analyst or as a data scientist, they may give you one task, that what you have to do, you have to collect this data from that different sources. So at that time, you should know how to collect the data, right? Now, collecting of data means we have learned that collecting means we have to create and store that data in rows and columns. So these are your columns, these are your rows. Now imagine that in your company they gave you one task that what you have to do, you have to collect the information for their we have to distribute the t-shirts, right? So at that time you will get the data from that employee id, that person employee id, their name, middle name, their size. So these sizes will be having different sizes, right? So size, age, height, all this parameter you have required, right? Now let us say that you are working in big MNC company for a Tata, and you have to distribute all these t-shirts and whatever things, clothing, to your employees. So you have to collect entire data for the company of a Tata. So there may be employees in a lakhs, right? So you should know how to collect all data from this lakhs of employees, right? So at that time you are going to use this Excel. So at that time you have to create columns, rows, mainly in your Excel. Now there is another thing, that how you are going to use this data for the selection of shirt sizes, right? How much shirt for the 38 number, how much shirts for the 42, right? Because every person should get their sizes in their quantities, like this way. This is just one simple example. You may need anything, you may need anything to collect the data for that specific reason, right? Now first of all tell me that everyone have Excel in your laptop. Now there be a different versions of a Excel, right? Now I have 2013. No worries, there is nothing any restriction like I need latest one. Okay, now here if you have the latest version, so he may ask you that which types of theme you want here, right? So according to this we are mainly going to use this blank workbook, right? Blank workbook. Now look at here, this is the your mainly dashboard of a Excel, right? Now here first of all look at here section of a file. So from here you can access the different types of the file. Otherwise you can create your new file. Otherwise you have to save anything whatever you have written there. You have to print anything from your data. You have to export this data. Otherwise you have to share this data, and all these reasons of settings and option of otherwise account of your this is available in your file section, right? Simple. Okay, now look at the here your column of a home window is here, right? From this home window there are the different tabs here, like for the clipboard for this area, font for this area, alignment for this area, right? Like this way here are the different sections, right? Now first of all let us come on the important topic of Excel. Those are your, these are your what, column. This is your column and this is your row, right? This is your row, specific row number 1, right? Okay, now here inside the column we can write down our column name, right? We can write down our column name whatever we want. Now as of now I am going to create a simple column. Okay, now I am here first of all adding the student underscore id, student underscore id, and just I'm pressing enter. Now look at here, it is overlapping to the next column, right? Now I have to fix this size of my column. Look at here, whenever I am moving my cursor between A and B, now it is showing me a different sign. So now I will click and I can adjust my size of a column whatever I want, right? But how to define this size? Now it may be depend on your column name. Now I want the this size till column id, till end of this column id. So at that time I will simply move my cursor to this, and here I will double click, and it will automatically detect the size according to your this name. Okay, now this one is the simple, right? Now after this, uh, let us add few student ids. Okay, now 11 22 3 4 4 4 5 5 6 6 7 7. Okay, now like this way these are my student ids. Okay, now here on next column I have name. Now here we can randomly add any names whatever we want. Mahendra. Okay, now we can take Om, Sham, Ganesh, Ramesh, Atharv, Rahul. Okay, simply we have written here names. Again, what we have to do? We have to change this column area. So I will simply double click. It will automatically detect where my maximum data is available. So at that time it will create according to that. Right? Now it is created. Now you can again write down the next column name, that is your surname, right? So you can write down the surname. Okay, these are the surnames. So we have created this surname column with values. Now here again I have to create the column of a age. Okay, now age something like whatever you want, write down there. Okay, we have created the age. Now like this way we have created our simple data set in a Excel by using rows and the columns. Okay, now let us come to part of a painting. Okay, now we have to do the painting. First of all we will increase the size of our area whatever we have columns created. So first of all, let us say that I want to select this entire data, and I have to increase the size. Now look at here, it is increasing. Otherwise remember that. Now these columns and rows are having the size of a 14. Now what is this size? Your text size. This is your text size. But whenever I am clicking here, so it is moving to the 11. But what if you are tomorrow going to create a new column, so there will be 11. If you have to specific a size for the all the rows and the columns, so now at that time look at here, I am doing the control Z, because again I am going to show you how to create for the all the rows and the columns. Now look at here, this button, this area. Now click at here means entire data, selected entire data. Now from this entire data, again I am going to select my size, which size I want. Let us say that I want the 14. So now whenever anywhere I will click, so now there will be 14 is there, 14 is there. Again you can do changes according to your convenience. Okay. Okay, this is the data. Now let us add the part of a colors. If we have to add a specific colors, now if you have to apply color for entire this column section, so you can apply by clicking here. You can select your this color, so this color will be added to the entire this uh, column section. So here are the entire columns names. But what if we want to specific add colors for this column? So simply select that column and select the colors. Now here you can select the whatever color you want. Okay. Okay, now here uh, this is your column names. These are your column names. But now we have to add color for our specific this uh, columns, for our all the row values, right? This is your column name and this is your value in a row, right? Because this is value in your row, but this is your column name, and now you have to add the value for the sorry, you have to add the color for this values. So you can look at here, you can select this entire column, and if you have to remove this color from column name, so what you have to do, first of all select this entire column and press Ctrl and unselect this student id, unselect this student id. Now let us check that why it is not showing. Hmm, okay, no, it will take a entire, right? So first of all we have to apply for this column. Let us say that I want to apply color for this column. I have selected color like this way. Hmm, okay, and now after this you can select this your row, you can select this row. Now at that time you can change your this row color. So what you have to add, first of all you have to add color for the column, entire column, and then just you have to do the one change. So do that one change after. If there will be any possibilities, I will let you know that, because currently I am not able to recall it, right? So this is for your colors. Now what if we want to do the specific area? If we want to color for the specific area, something like this, for this area I want to color with this color. For this area I want to apply this color. Now here and here. Okay, and for this you can select another color. Okay, now this is our data, right? Now remember that now here we have to do the borders for our columns. We have to select borders for our columns, right? So now come here, and from this borders you can select thick box border. So now these borders are added. first of all select your data, otherwise you can select this entire. So here you can apply the thick box border. Now everywhere this border is added, but this is not looking good, so just select the data whatever you want till here only. Okay, now here here if you want to apply the all the box borders, now means look at this, black color is coming everywhere, otherwise you can select this entire data, you can select the all all borders. Now all borders are added, now this one is looking good. Now here is remaining all the box borders. Okay, now it is looking good. Simple here. Okay, now after this, what if we want to change the color of our text? Now here everywhere is the color of black. Now you can select the color for this. First of all select whatever data you want, and now here is your color, you can add whatever color of your text. Okay, so like this way you can add the color. Okay, and if we want to select different colors for the all the columns, we can select that one also. Okay, now these are the basics of Excel, right? कोणाला समजत नाही असं तरी नाहीये ना ऑनलाईन? समजत आहे का? का काही हार्ड जात आहे तुम्हाला याच्यामध्ये? ओके, जर काही कळालं नाही तर तुम्ही अनम्यूट करून मला विचारू शकता ऑब्विसली, राईट? बिकॉज okay, now remember that first of all we are mainly not that much going to work on Excel. Excel is we are going to use for the in very such a low time. You can say that 0.1% or 1% in specific scenario. Only at that time we are going to use Excel. But Excel we have to learn because Power BI is the advanced version of Excel, right? So there all these things are used. Now look at here. This is my column. I have selected this my column. Now come to next point. Now we can change the size whatever we want, if specific we want. Now look at here the alignment area. Inside the alignment we can select on which side of this column you want to set this data. This is for the bottom align, that means this is not going to affect as of now because it is not having the big area, right? Now this is your left area. Now look at here, it is going on a left, for the middle, for the right side, right? So I am want to make this on a middle. Okay, now for the name I want it on a left side, for the surname also I want it on a left side, and for the age I want it on a middle. Okay, now like this way you can play with your alignment, right? Okay, now after this look at here the next of numbers, number section. Now I am selecting this column. Now I can select here, this is my general data type of my column. Now I can select this as a my number, so it is taking as a 11.00, it is taking in decimals. But if I want to decrease otherwise increase this decimals values, I can increase. Look at here, it is increasing. Now if we want to decrease this values, we can decrease this values. Simple. Okay. Now this is just for the number. Now look at this column. This is as a general column. That means not specific format. Okay. Now mainly whatever the text we are writing, look at here the text. Now it is having the data type of a text. Data type of a text. Simple. Now look at this column. This is the general column, but I want to make this column as a currency. Let us say that this is my currency column. Okay. Now by default it is taking currency of a which dollar. We can make it as a euro, right? Now all these parameters we are going to learn in details after some time. Just I want to give the introduction of all these things. Okay. Now this conditional formatting, cells, right, and filters we are going to learn in a depth as ahead we go. Now from the tomorrow we will start with the one specific topic. I will let you know that from tomorrow which topic we are going to cover from one next week. Okay, I will give you first of all the roadmap, which things we are going to learn in Excel, and according to that we will start from the tomorrow. Okay. लक्षात ठेवा एक्सेल ही काही हार्ड गोष्ट नाहीये कारण का तर आपल्यासाठी तर हे खूप सोपी गोष्ट आहे कारण ऑलरेडी आपण पांडाज यूज केलेला आहे राईट सेव्ह डाउनलोड 601 एक्सेल okay. So today we will stop here and we'll continue on tomorrow.